If you work at Meta, you're allegedly not allowed to share pictures of watermelons in the company chat because watermelons are a symbol for Palestine. That's what we heard from the Meta employees we spoke to in our latest investigation.
If Meta has such a difficult time in moderating content amongst its employees and does it in what I believe to be a biased way, how can I and others trust that it can moderate content for billions of users?
What kind of posts was Meta removing internally among its own employees?
When we just tried to mention the humanitarian crisis that's occurring in Gaza, that was deleted.
The removals are tied to an internal policy called CEE that forbids the discussion of controversial topics at work. If workers violate the CEE policy, it can impact their performance reviews or bonus payouts. But we were shown dozens of posts that employees say were deleted by the CEE team that appeared to be innocuous, about Palestinian dance, food, and olive trees. And then there was this one, advertising the Meta Muslim Club's plans to serve watermelon cupcakes at a company-wide fair. The CEE team told the Muslim Club they couldn't serve the cupcakes, but employees say the implications of this policy go beyond watermelons.
We can't have any expressions of support for our Palestinian colleagues who have lost family. Whenever I lost family, a coworker of mine tried to host an online vigil to express sympathies for myself, and they wouldn't even let us have an online vigil.
That's Ramzi, a Palestinian-American Meta employee with family in Gaza. 9 of his relatives have died since Israel's assault began. But Ramzi says Meta had no problem allowing leaders to give condolences to Israeli employees. We were shown several internal messages posted by leaders, including from CEO Mark Zuckerberg, from the COO, and various other high-level directors that show support to Meta's Israeli employees. We asked Meta to comment on employee allegations that the company's leaders have failed to fully acknowledge the grief of Palestinian staff. A company spokesperson responded with, "Decline comment here."
Tomorrow is going to be my last day at Meta.
Why is that?
Because I can no longer give my labor to a company that I believe is complicit in the murder of my family in Palestine.
Others we spoke to for this story told me they'd been fired for reasons they think are linked to their Palestine activism.
I believe I was under extra surveillance and monitoring to just find something that they could fire me with.
Back in December, Saima spearheaded an open letter to Meta leaders raising concern about its censorship of Palestine content. She circulated it within the company and says 450 colleagues signed it in less than a day.
The leaders found out about it and they deleted the letter. And then I also found out that they were going into people's inboxes and even people's Google Drive trash cans to delete any copies of the letter.
Saima was ultimately fired a few months later for moving an internal document about Palestine into a personal Google Drive folder.
Nobody is fully aware of how much censorship and suppression is happening at Meta.